Nigeria to work closely with the European Union on strengthening democracy.
As soon as your parliament is inaugurated in July, because your elections come up in June, we'll be very glad for you to create an enabling environment for us to have interparliamentary exchange.
Keep faith with economic policies of present administration, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, implore Nigerians.
The macroeconomic management approach laid out by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, while demanding sacrifice, is a necessary step towards long-term stability and prosperity.
Plus, local governance in focus at meals.
Let me assure you that the kind of resources or resource person and experts that we have assembled to take you through are people with demonstrable understanding.
Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliament News. I am Abubakar Yusuf Galadima. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says Nigeria will work closely with the European Union to build on achievements in democracy to enhance constitutional and electoral reforms and economic development. While hosting the EU ambassador to Nigeria and the ECOWAS, Samuela Esopi, President of the Nigeria Senate, also seeks support of the EU to combat insecurity. He commends the investment initiatives of the Union in Nigeria, which have created thousands of jobs.
As soon as your parliament is inaugurated in July, because your elections come up in June, we'll be very glad for you to create an enabling environment for us to have interparliamentary exchange and to learn from one another, and also to deepen democracy in Nigeria. I always like to say that 1 out of every 4 black persons in the world is a Nigerian. The population of Nigeria, almost 250-something million, means that if you see 4 black people in the world, 1 of them must be a Nigerian. And so if you deepen democracy in Nigeria and the conditions are favorable here, it means you have assisted the global black race.
The EU ambassador notes that Nigeria is a key partner of the bloc as it is one of the largest trade partners, as its investments in Nigeria is worth 2 billion euros.
Is also an important development partner to Nigeria. We invest on common priorities, on priorities that are aligned with the priorities of the government of Nigeria and the priorities of the institution of Nigeria, such as green and digital economy, including climate-smart agriculture, critical value chains, which is a topic that is particularly important given also the current circumstances. Human development, so we are together investing in education, health, but also social protection, again, another very important topic.
Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has enjoined leaders at all levels as well as citizens of the country to keep faith with the economic policies of the Tinubu administration, while expressing optimism that the current challenges are transient and will be surmounted. Addressing lawmakers at plenary, Kalu noted that Nigerians have always risen together in times of adversity. He therefore called for patience from the masses, stressing that appropriate policies have been put in place by the Tinubu administration to tackle economic challenges.
The macroeconomic management approach laid out by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, while demanding sacrifice, is a necessary step towards long-term stability and prosperity. Let us trust in the expertise of those tasked with guiding our economic course, even as we hold them accountable for their actions. But remember, fellow Nigerians, true progress cannot be achieved solely through policy pronouncements. It requires the collective effort of each and every one of us. Let us rise above petty squabbles and unite in a common purpose. Let us channel our frustration into constructive criticisms, into holding ourselves and our leaders accountable, but always with the betterment of our nation as a guiding star.
With the security sector taking the larger share in the 2024 budget, the 10th National Assembly is walking the path of enhancing legislation aimed towards mitigating the rate of violence against Nigerians and support the National Human Rights Commission for better productivity and efficiency. This assertion was on the front burner during a stakeholders' dialogue on the state of human rights in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide has more.
Beat the hell out of me, Agbo Jalingo, James Ibo Esquire, and Daniel Akpogiobo. Put 2 bullets inside a pack of cigarettes and put in my pocket.
Asabe Usman, Shehu Abubakar, Jonathan Uba, and Eunice Agbogu give account of violence allegedly suffered at hands of security agents in a case of gender-based violence. Reformation of the protection of human rights stakeholders agreed is paramount as international communities are disturbed with the ever-increasing violations of human rights in Nigeria.
In 2018-2019, before the SARS of 2020, one of the recommendations we made, which the government did not accept, was that we should have state police.
A free and vibrant media is indispensable to a healthy democracy. Yet journalists and media workers in Nigeria continue to face harassment, intimidation, and even violence for simply doing their jobs.
Of course, governments have a particular responsibility to ensure that people are able to enjoy their rights.
Despite treaties and conventions, insecurity across Nigeria, as well as the partial non-implementation of the National Action Plan 2022 to 2026 for the promotion of human rights, are serious menace.
The Human Rights Commission, NAPTIP, Refugees Commission, and all of that. And we in the National Assembly need to pay more attention in terms of providing funding to these institutions.
You are in civil society, you are in human rights. You only go to television, you only write. The man down the grassroots does not understand what you are saying.
To this end, human rights must be respected in relation to social, cultural, and economic scope. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
The Nasarawa State House of Assembly has urged the state government to declare a state of emergency on hepatitis, which has claimed 28 lives in Eki Development Area under Doma Local Government Area of the state. Adams Abdulkadir reports that the Nasarawa State Harmonization and Administration 2024 Amendment Bill also scaled through second reading.
Under the matter of public importance, the lawmaker representing Doma South State constituency, Musa Abubakar Ibrahim, brought to the floor issues bordering on health regards to hepatitis that has claimed 28 lives in Eke, Doma South State constituency. He notes that the government should rise to its responsibility by providing healthcare facilities. Other lawmakers also added their voices, urging government to do the needful so as to curtail its spread to other parts of the state.
Hepatitis is killing our people. I was happy when last year His Excellency the Governor received an award for eliminating hepatitis in Nasarawa State. Today, hepatitis found its way back to our domain.
Mr. Speaker, special attention has to be taken on this issue. Mr. Speaker, if hepatitis has come again, people are coming from different places, carrying it and going back. And the variance is very stubborn. The variance of hepatitis is even more than that of coronavirus. It can survive on the surface for more than 3 days.
In the meantime, Nasarawa State Harmonization and Administration Amendment Bill passed second reading. They, among other things, seek to regulate multiple taxation system in the state and harmonize local government tax collection with Nasarawa State Board of Internal Revenue Service.
This amendment is important and it should not be a rocket science because delaying it will cost more. And this double taxation is also a problem.
Government of Nasarawa State think wise to have a central collection point so that the local government and the state government don't also impose different taxes on one single business.
Collecting revenue from people, then they should make the business environment conducive for people.
Things that we are not captured, like property tax, we call it property rate.
because that one was left in the hand of local government. And the state government realized that local government lacked the capability to do that effectively.
I'm standing here to say that the consultancy should be regulated and they should adhere to the laws that guide the Revenue Act so that we don't have issue with the revenue.
Earlier, Speaker Nasarawa State House of Assembly Danladi Jatwe read a letter received from the executive seeking for screening and confirmation of Saleh Breddi from Kiana local government as executive chairman and order for as member of Nasarawa State Disability Rights Commission. In Lafia, Adams Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
Clerks and legislative officers of local councils converge on Abuja for a 3-day workshop. Details of these and other stories after the break. Parliament News reaching you from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. The need for Nigeria to transform local government administration to one that guarantees accountability and transparency was brought to the fore at a 3-day workshop organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies for clerks and legislative officers of local government councils of Taraba State. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
The 3-day training, which is the first of its kind, is designed to equip participants the necessary knowledge and skills that will support them in discharging their responsibility as legislators, legislative aides, and staff of local government councils. It also serves as a yardstick considering the increasing clamor by various stakeholders for local government autonomy as a way of strengthening democratic practice and flow of dividends of democracy at the grassroots.
Let me assure you that the kind of resources or resource person and experts that we have assembled to take you through are people with demonstrable understanding in their respective areas of discipline and will not only provide you with comprehensive understanding of the subject matter, but also share with you their own wealth of experience on how to address the multifaceted challenges that confront local government administration in Nigeria, especially as it relates to the legislative arm of the local governments.
At the end of the workshop, I think we will at least achieve what the workshop intends to impact on us.
It is expected that the training will be extended to other local councils of various states of the Federation. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Kaduna State House of Assembly has commenced the budget defense for the 23 local government councils of the state. Adamu Sunday reports that 9 local government councils chairmen who presented and defended their budget proposals described the exercise as fruitful and worthwhile.
After rigorous and extensive scrutiny of the budget documents presented by the council chairman of Sanga, Ikara, Kagaroko, Lere, Jama'a Local Government Council, among others, questions were asked, observations made, and areas for adjustments were pointed out by the lawmakers for necessary corrections. Agriculture, security, education, and infrastructural development, in line with the state government's rural transformational agenda, took the center stage.
Food security is becoming a threat to our country, and Lere local government is the food basket of the nation. So we will not joke with security, because without security, there will be food.
Focus for Kaduna South local government, we want to align with the state government on the sustain agenda for this year, so that the local government and the state government will be working hand in hand.
As you know, in local government, we have security challenges more than any local government in the states. So our much focus is on security issues.
We are looking at really infrastructure, rural development, and that is what we are going, bearing in mind the main objective of the governor.
Money is appropriated for the payment of pension and gratuity by some council chairmen were queried by the chairman, House Committee on Information, Henry Mara, during the budget presentation.
When we come for next budget presentation, we want to see gratuity surveillance, 90%. So that you, when you die at 2, the whole will not suffer.
The country is in dire need of all this capital, both human capital and the infrastructure development. So we will be able to advise them to look into it seriously.
The council chairmen were unanimous in their submissions to look inwards for revenue generation to ensure implementation of the budget. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has adopted a motion calling on the executive arm of government to boost opportunities in vocational education for students to develop skills while pursuing formal education. Correspondent Oyeyinka Omole reports that this was the sole business of the House at their plenary.
Mr. Speaker! Based on the critical role vocational education plays in skill development and employability of the youths, lawmaker representing Ogbomoso North State Constituency, Olubisi Michael, in a motion, called on the state government to expand opportunities in vocational education and to approve construction of vocational centers in each of the 33 local government areas of the state. She emphasized that this will allow students to gain practical experience in their chosen careers rather than exploring theories alone.
Popularize technical and vocational education through various advocacy programs, exhibition and other scholarship or financial assistance to brilliant indigent students for further studies.
Seconding the motion, Babalola Abiodun, Ibadan North East 1 constituency, said vocational training enhances development of free world knowledge.
Most of these developed words, they are being strengthened by small, medium-scale enterprises. The vocational centers are the ones that run most of these places.
Speaker of the House, Adeba Ogundoyin, advocated local government collaboration with the state government in the construction of vocational centers to fast-track implementation of the motion.
That the government, either the national federal governments, and most especially the state governments and the local governments, should do something about increasing the vocational skills of especially the young people.
In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
The Cross River State House of Assembly has adopted a motion raised by member representing Akamkpa 2 constituency, Linus Etim, calling on state governments to, as a matter of urgency, rehabilitate or reconstruct the bridge along Urban Ekang Road in Akamkpa local government area. Oduak Etim has the details.
Worried by the plight of the people, a motion calling on the state government to rehabilitate the failed bridge along Obanekang Road in Akamkpa local government area was brought before the Cross River State House of Assembly. The motion, moved by member representing Akamkpa 2 State Constituency Linus Etim, was supported by member representing Akamkpa 1 State Constituency Okono Wuna, as they lament the suffering their constituents are going through due to the situation, while appealing for state government intervention.
This motion is very emotional. If it is easy for a man to cry, I would have done that today, because my people are really suffering.
The broken down bridge that is located at the border community in Akamkpa Road, Obanekang Road, in a community called Ako and Aking community. We are using this as a personal appeal to the federal government of Nigeria, especially our immediate government, Sweet Prince Basio too, who saw this bridge to himself during campaign, to keep to his promise by ensuring that a contractor is assigned to go to site to commence reconstruction of this bridge to alleviate the suffering of our people.
Deliberating on the motion, members of the State House of Assembly also note that Akamkpa local government area has contributed immensely to the state internally generated revenue. As such, deserves government swift attention in times like these.
But to do something to that, because they deserve the best, because we are having so much from them. This is Africa. I believe that with this, the government should be able to do something.
He's talking about is the only way in and way out. There is no any other side road anybody can pass. And we are bound to go into rainy season. And in the heart of the race, that river is filled. Mr. Speaker, as long as That river is huge, nobody can pass.
Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Elvet Ayambem, urges multinational companies operating within the area to assist as part of their social corporate responsibility.
The 10th Assembly is saying no to such exploitation without even returning back to the landlord community, let alone returning back to Cross River State as a state. You will not sit here and watch Lafarge drain us dry. Instead of we tapping from the resources, instead of we gaining as a state to show that, okay, we have such a multinational company in the land of Cross River State.
The resolutions adopted by the House of Assembly will be forwarded to the executive arm of government for implementation. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
2 executive bills forwarded to the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly by the state governor, Omo Eno, for consideration and passage have scaled first reading. Assembly correspondent Nsikak Okon reports that the 2 bills were received for legislation through a motion by the Chief Whip of the House, Effium Johnson, and seconded by member representing Etim Ekbo, Ika State Constituency, Mfom Eldong.
The 2 executive bills forwarded to the House are a bill for a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Infrastructure and Asset Management and Maintenance Agency, and for other matters connected therewith, and a bill for a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Bulk Purchase Agency for the purchase of bulk commodities in the state, and for other matters connected thereto. The governor's message was presented on the floor by the clerk of the House, Nsikara Basiorok, where the governor urged the lawmakers to accord the executive bills the necessary legislative consideration and passage.
A bill for a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Infrastructure and Asset Management and Maintenance Agency, and for other matters connected therewith, pursuant to Order 702 sub 1 of the Standing Order of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. I am forwarding the above bill for your consideration and passage into law.
The Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udemotong, pledged the commitment of the leadership and members to give the 2 bills accelerated consideration.
And asset management and maintenance agency and other matters are necessary. And a bill for law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Bulk Purchase Agency and for the purchase of all communities in the state and other matters connected therewith. However, we have heard those messages from the governor. We urge the House to give those messages an accelerated consideration.
Nsikak Okon, NTA News.
The 4 winners of the rerun election into the Bauchi State House of Assembly have taken oath of allegiance. Nasuru Umma Tiruwan files reports.
This is the crowd of supporters and well-wishers from 4 constituencies in Bauchi State, celebrating with winners of the recent State House of Assembly rerun election, gathered to witness the administration of oath.
Affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Administering the oath, Speaker of Bauchi State House of Assembly, Babio Muhammad Akuyam, congratulates the members and pray Allah guidance. Abubakar Suleiman, on behalf of the newly sworn-in members, thanked the House for their support and prayers during and after the run election.
We have actually received total support, morally, financially, and everything from honorable members. And I think if we didn't appreciate, then I think we will look as if we are not grateful. We are really appreciative of your contribution.
In the plenary, the House also received the executive communication seeking the approval on the amendment of sections 4, 9, and 12 in the bill regarding Bauchi State People with Disability 2010.
Bala Abdulkadir Mohammed Suwaida, the Executive Governor of Bauchi State, to forward herewith propose the area of amendment in the Bauchi State Agency for Persons with Disability Law 2010.
The House has accepted and passed it to the House Committee on Rules and Businesses for scrutiny. From Bauchi State House of Assembly, Nasir Umar Turun, NTA News.
That concludes the bulletin at this time. Do follow our platforms on screening for this news and other programs. On behalf of production crew, I am Abubakar Yusuf Galadima. Good evening.